when we close our mind to what is possible for us, closes off the genius that resides and lives in each and every one of us.
You would be amazed at what the average brain is capable of.
The mind is a battleground. The fight is in your mind.
So every day you have to sell yourself and get out of your mind those old thoughts, that old belief system. Every day you've got to sell yourself on that it's possible. That you got to put a new mind in you. You got to get out of your mind. You got to begin to restructure your thinking. Every day you've got to begin to recondition your mind.
You keep looking for it outside of you. Stop. Sit with yourself. What is it that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort? That's your gift. But if you are constantly looking outside of yourself and you don't latch on to your gift, you will never find your purpose. If you want to succeed, you must commit to your own gift and embrace it.
And ask yourself, what am I afraid of? If I'm afraid of that, I gotta be more afraid of what I'm gonna miss out on, missing out on my mission, missing out on who I'm supposed to be. If you're not gonna get rid of fear, then use fear. Use fear or it uses you. It's that simple.
And that means you gotta stop thinking about it and stop dreaming about it and stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Just start doing it. Take that first step and make it happen.
Don't let them tell you it can't be done, because often they will tell you it can't be done, and it's just because they don't have the courage to try it.
Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion.
Whatever majority of the crowd's doing, find your way doing the opposite.
Because the truth is, if you want to be an anomaly, you've got to act like one.
You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? Where do you start? You start right here.
Because you're going to sit there at 72 and you're going to say, I wish, I wish, I wish.
I don't want to live with the idea, wonder what would have happened had I done more with my life. I'm going to go for it, come hell or high water. I'm going after my destiny.
It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you don't take any objection or disappointment or defeats personally, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Every single champion is the same as every ordinary person. The only differential is that they show up to the event. They see failure as a learning curve. They welcome failure. You learn more from failure than you ever will from success.
Impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it.
I dare you under every single circumstance, keep dreaming, keep looking at your dream, keep focusing on your dream, keep going after the dream, because that's where true success is.
The first step, the first day, the first minute, okay, you're excited. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kick ass, right? And the next day comes and you're like, man, this is a little tougher. And then you take another step and another step. And maybe you get to Thursday or Friday and you're like, fuck, this is pretty fucking hard, man. All right? And then what happens is the enthusiasm from the beginning of the process starts to fade out. You forgot why you started. All you could think about is what's in front of you right now. All you could think about is that next grueling step, that next terrible workout that you just can't fucking stand anymore.
When you lose sight of the purpose, you give too much value of what the pain is today. If you find a fear, the quickest, the easiest way you can beat it is initially, right when it comes in. If you allow it to sit, it will grow roots and start breaking you down, destroying the potential of the person you can be. It's an uphill battle. It's a path less taken, not the beaten path that everyone else takes. It's a path that leads to character. And along that road, you're not gonna see too many friends. You're gonna see your shadow most often. See, the thing is, for many people, they've tried the same path you're on, and they failed. You gotta trust in the heart of hearts. Inside what you're doing, what you believe in is a worthy cause, a winnable fight. The champions, guys. It's not their potential, it's not their genetics. It's their perseverance to always show up. It's not the title that makes you, it's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the fame. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, that you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. Championships aren't won in the theater of the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, when it's raining, when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. I love fear. The reason why? Behind every fear is a person you want to be. You face your fears, you become the person you want to be. You run from your fears, you're not living. You're alive, but you're not taking the freedom. If you face your fears, guys, fear is destroyed. It comes back in its confidence. Like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome? You go after and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you try, man. I failed is 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena? And you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. That's the same person who has his hand raised on the podium one day. And the difference between a champion and someone who's forgotten is that a champion shows up. That's the only thing. Every day shows up.
I'm going to fucking derail for a second. This is something that is so interesting to me, and then you will bring us back. The way that people think I have tomorrow, the way that today is so finite and so like just like another day, and tomorrow will have more potential. People don't create the momentum in their life, and I'm doing a really bad job of explaining this. Bear with me, because I really want people to understand this concept. You're getting fucked by the fact that today seems so inconsequential. Today is just one of many, and that it's a Friday, and you know what, like, I'm gonna hit it hard on Monday. And that sense of like, it's so just one of many, that people don't buckle down and say, I have to do this right now today. This is why, like, when people use the word patience, I go fucking crazy. I wanna crawl out of my skin. You will lull yourself into this sense of like, I got something done today. That's great. But you know what? I need to be patient. I need to understand this is going to take a lot of time. Dude, it's going to take a lot of time if you go balls to the wall every day, going all out like a freak.
Well, I think the one thing that discipline definitely does help you with is it helps you get things done. And when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more success. If you have more success, and sometimes a big part of success is just not being fucking lazy and just doing it. That's like 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not gonna feel perfect every day. If I only worked out when I felt good, I'd be a fat fuck.
The reason discipline is hard to maintain is because it is hard to maintain. That's what makes discipline hard. It's hard. And it is work to maintain the discipline. That's what it is, work. Giving no slack, none. That's the discipline. Holding the line. Maintaining the standard. Those minutes and those hours may turn into weeks and months and years, and holding the line in those critical minutes will put you in an infinitely better place, physically and mentally, if you maintain the discipline. Work through the weakness. Fight through the temptation. Hold the line. Hold the line. Maintain the discipline. It is not easy, but it is worth it. Because, yes, because discipline equals freedom. I don't really want to work out. I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Simply going through the motions. And you stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path. You stayed on the war path, which is right where you know that you belong.
If you have a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen. If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. It feels familiar. I saw it so clearly. I swear to God, I saw it so clearly, so consistently, until it's here in reality. I see it in my head, and then it happens. It's crazy how things just form, dreams just form into reality.
My dream is to be world champion in the UFC, have more money than I know what to do with, and have a great life for my kids, my grandkids, everyone in my family. I will be where I want to be. I'm 100% confident that I will make it to the top. I have the skills, I have the dedication, and it's something I really, really want. Words can't even describe, but it will happen, and I'll let you know when it happens.
When I was a kid, I used to visualize stadiums, visualizing an arena full of fans. I realized that this is attainable. The dream, it's there for the taking if I put the time in. And then when I start getting that focus and realize, fuck, I'm gonna make this happen. Now that has happened, I'm making it happen, and that alone spurs me on even more. In the struggle, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happen, you visualize more good things happen, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car, I'm visualizing good things in times of struggle. When you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. You know what, I'm actually good at this. It's actually something that I really enjoy doing, and now there's nothing else that matters to me. I don't know about nothing else. It's an addiction. Something that I love can actually secure my family's future and make us live a good life for the rest of our days, you know what I mean? And it's not work, I don't work, I live. And that is why I have this tunnel vision, and that is why I'm willing to kill every single man in my path to get that belt, you know what I mean? To secure the future, from my family's future.
I'm very
very confident in my abilities and what I'm predicting I'm going to do. I back it up with work ethic. I back it up with hours upon hours of time and dedication. I never slip. I never take a second off this game.
Through wins, through losses, through life, through hours in the gym and preparation, I feel that I am untouchable right now.
You know, I'd rather shoot and miss than not shoot at all.
Make no mistake, I'm setting up to be the greatest of all time. I will go down as the greatest of all time. I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. Every time I say I'm gonna do something, I go and do it.
Watch me take over boxing, trust me on that. I'm gonna stop Floyd, you're all gonna hear words and shut the whole goddamn world.
You say it to yourself and you look yourself in the eye and look yourself in the mirror and truly, truly believe that not a man alive can beat you, then that is the way it is.
I'll be immortalized after this.
If you have a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know, it is destined to happen.
I'm just going to conquer once again the supposed unconquerable.
I saw myself as the weakest person God ever created. I was just a scared kid. I got called nigger every day of my life growing up, lived in a small town. One of the high ups in the KKK, son, sat behind me in 2 classes, so he called me nigger all the time. Got my first car, they spray painted nigger, we're gonna kill you on it. So I was just an insecure, scared kid. And I wasn't going anywhere, and I was exactly what everybody said I was gonna be, which was nothing. But the best thing that happened to me, no one helped me. No one felt sorry for me. So the things that we run from the truth. We're running from the truth, man. As painful and as brutal as it is, we have the ability to go in such a space if you're willing to suffer, and I mean suffer. Your brain and your body, once connected together, can do anything. The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer. I wanted to change to be the hardest man ever created. And my goal when I was sitting there, not going to school, being bullied, having no self-esteem, my goal was the only person that's gonna turn this person around is me. How? That's the question. How are you gonna do that? I had to build calluses in my brain, the same way I built calluses on my hands. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. Motivation comes and goes. When you're driven, whatever's in front of you will get destroyed. I signed up for this race. It's called the San Diego One Day, where you run around a 1-mile track for 24 hours to see how many miles you can get. My goal was 100 miles. I got to mile 70, but I was done. My feet were broken. I was stress fractures, shin splints, muscles were tearing. I was in bad shape. I was out of it. I was in the worst pain in my entire life. I was, to me, on the brink of death. In times of suffering, what we do is we forget how hard we really are. Because that's what suffering is. Suffering is a test. That's all it is. Suffering is the true test of life. I said to myself, who on this fucking earth would still be going right now? You are. I got to mile 81, and the second she said that I'm not gonna make the time, I ran the last 19 miles, nonstop. By me running, I am callous in my mind. I'm not training for a race. I'm training for life. I'm training for the time when I get that 2 o'clock in the morning call that my mom is dead or something happens tragic in life. I don't fall apart. I'm training my mind and my body and my spirit so it's all one, so I can handle what life is gonna throw at me. Because the life I've lived, it throws a whole bunch at you. And if you're not physically and mentally prepared for that, you're just gonna crumble. We are all great. No matter if you think you're dumb, no matter if you think you're fat, no matter if you are fat, no matter if you've been bullied, or no matter if you just got back from Iraq or Afghanistan and you have no legs or your arms or whatever, man, we all have greatness.
You don't belong at the bottom, and it's time for you to get your butt from down there. It's time for you to stop being comfortable at the bottom. Get your butt up and get to where you're supposed to be. Get your butt up. Get where you belong. Do what you're supposed to do. Live like you're supposed to live.
Right now, for you to find greatness in yourself, you're not gonna find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. I may give you the spark, but you've got to go inside yourself to find it. And that means you gotta be quiet. Shut the fuck up, go in a room, stop talking, search your soul, search your mind, search your abilities, and you'll find it. But if you're not looking for it, you won't find it. So you gotta go start your journey.
I think that among the things that prevent us from acting is the fear of failure. And if you've already failed, you don't want to fail again. The pain of that, the disappointment. Many of us don't act because we want other people's approval. We want everybody to like us and to accept us. We're settling for less than what we actually deserve. We don't feel good about it, but we make it work in our minds. We'll come up with some kind of excuse to make it all right. Most people like to feel like they're a king in the area of their comfort zone. They only want to do those things that they know how to do well. So there are many reasons why we don't act. There are other things, though, that affect us. Is that not wanting to take personal responsibility. We want somebody else to do it, and that's not possible. And when you go through life like that, something in you dies. You need to start asking yourself some questions. What do I really, really, truly want? Don't wait around for things to be just right. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the ideal situation. It will never be ideal.
Today, this opportunity you have, it might not be here next year. It might not be here the year after next. It might not be here the year after that. This is the only moment you got.
And what you will find, that when you decide to act, when you decide to take life on, and let me warn you, it can be painful, it will be uncomfortable, and that's where the growth is. Never be satisfied with yourself. Always know that as you invest the effort and time on you, that's the greatest ability that human beings have above animals. See, a dog can't be anything but a dog. Tree can't be anything but a tree. Human being, you've got unlimited potential. You can put effort on you, and by concentrating on you and developing you, you can transform your life wherever you are right now. Many people will leave the universe without a trace. No one will know they were here. What will you leave? What will be different because you came this way? listen to that still small voice within you. Don't try and make everything logical. There's some things about life that defies logic. See, there's some good out there for you in the universe that has your name on it, and nobody can get your good. It has your name on it. They can't take your stuff. It's your stuff. So when you know that whatever you're seeking, it's also seeking you, you don't worry. You don't run scared. You don't think somebody's going to take it from you. You've got to say yes. Yes to my dreams. Yes to me. Yes, I can make it. Yes, I can. You don't need anybody to approve your dream. It was given to you. If they can't see it, it's because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. You're going to get thrown to the ground again and again and again. But when you have determination and you know that what you're doing is right, it gives you your life, it gives a special meaning and power to you. I refuse to be denied. And I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be relentless. I don't care how many no's I encounter. Doesn't matter how many failures I've made. Doesn't matter how many mistakes I've endured. Doesn't matter about my defeats. Doesn't matter about what I've done. Yes, 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 I can.
Nothing is impossible. The only thing that's impossible is what you make impossible. So I need you to understand that it's not going to be an easy road. But I'm telling you, if you're willing to put in 120%, if you're willing to go all in, you can take that which was once impossible and make it possible.
Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary that you go for what is yours in the universe. You do what it is you're supposed to. You're supposed to build something. You're supposed to create something. I don't know how to do it. Learn. It's you. It's on you. You got to make that happen. Nobody's going to bring it to you on a silver platter and say, here's your dream manifested. No, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. Yes, right. And it's worth it.
I want you to hold on. It may not happen in the time that you think is going to happen, but I want you to know something. If you quit, it's never going to happen. If you quit, if you give up, if you stop, if you do not persevere, listen to me, you will never see it.
The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you.
What do you need to know to be, to do, to have what you want that you don't know right now? What do you need? And so I'm asking you this question. You got to get this one. What do you need to know that you don't know right now? What information, what books do you need to read? What mentors do you need? What circles do you need to hang around?
See, if you know what your life work is, I encourage you to start working on it. If you can't do it all at one time, do just a little bit of it.
And you've got to actually go in a room, close the door, and you've got to see yourself doing it. You've got to feel yourself doing it. You've got to actually walk in it. You've got to go in the future, live it out, come back in the present, and start working toward it. Promise me this.
5 to 10 minutes that you will devote to seeing yourself being successful. And so I need you to do this for me. Like, I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care where you are. Every single day you wake up, if you're gonna have energy, if you're gonna have passion, if you're gonna have drive, every day you wake up, you've got to start with that vision. It may not happen in 6 months, it may not happen in a year, it may not happen in 2 years, but at some point, my dream is going to become a reality. Every single day, we're not waiting for it to happen. We just don't have sight. Sight is for people who live in the present. We have vision. We're going to make it happen before it happens.
You got to write, even if no one published your book, write, because that was given to you to do. Everything in you is telling you to stop, to give up. Every muscle is aching, and you're saying to yourself,
you can do it. Where you are is temporary. You will not be there for the rest of your life.
Other people couldn't see it. A lot of people didn't believe it. You were attacked. You were criticized. People were opposing you, but you kept on doing it. It was hard. It was rough. It was difficult. But to you, it was worth it.
You have to know that this thing is going to work.
Say this to yourself every day. I can write my own book. I can have my own business. I can take the trip and travel around the world. It's possible. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible.